If you're skip tracing and you know where your subject works, you're pretty much done. But if all you know is a previous employer, there's still a couple of clever ways that you can figure out more information about them and move yourself closer to a locate. Hi, this is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. I'm going to share with you today a very brief clip from my Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Process Serving, which has almost a mini skip tracing course in there. There's a couple of modules called detective work. This is a very short clip from part 2 that talks about using your knowledge of previous employers to track down a skip. Let's take a look. Past employers can be a good source of information when you're trying to locate somebody. They may know where the person went to. They may have gotten a phone call, a reference check, that type of thing. Maybe the employees there know where the person went to. And in the context of employees and past employers, think too about professional licensing. If this person does a job that requires them to be licensed or registered with the city or the state, then there's a record of that license and where they might be working. And I'll give you a really good example, like a dental assistant. Now, a dental assistant doesn't have to be licensed or registered, but dental assistants work x-ray machines, and so they may actually, to work that x-ray machine, need a radiology license and have that filed with the state. So if you know the person's a dental assistant, check with the state for the radiology licenses, and if they're currently employed somewhere, you might have a very quick find and be able to serve them at work. So method number 1 involves reaching out to the previous employer, a lot of times usually just by phone, and this can be a pretext or it can be just an outright ask. That commonly works. Kind of a subcategory of method number 1 is to talk with previous coworkers, finding out who else works their shift, knows them, and may be able to direct you to where they are, again, either with a pretext or outright asking. Method number 2 is much more OSINT. It's public records. And again, just think about the many things. Even food handlers, for example, in some cities are required to have a license or be registered with the county or the city. Those records are available to you with a public records request, and it can yield you a lot of information. Sometimes those records will even include a current employer. If you're interested in all the skip tracing things that are associated most commonly, it's kind of a mini course, but most commonly with just the process serving, please do check out the Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Process Serving over at ShadowAnyone.com. If you just like this OSINT and heavy public records use, I do have the public records course over there at Shadow Anyone as well. In the meantime, remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.